I've often heard other YouTubers say that the first thing that you should do when you get paid is to pay yourself first.
Pay yourself first.
Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first.
I disagree with this. What exactly do they mean anyway? Pay yourself first means that the day you get paid, you should take a portion of your paycheck and set it aside as savings. And that's essentially what I disagree with. This might work for somebody who has no debt or is living at home with their parents so they don't have any living expenses. Because if you perform a simple check on the interest that you will receive on your savings account versus the interest that you will have to pay on your debt, the interest that you will pay on your debt is much, much higher. Also, don't fall into the trap of thinking that you will remember each step to perform each time that you get paid. Rather, save this video by clicking on the button down below so that you can follow these simple and easy steps each time you get paid. I followed the example of the income statement of one of the Fortune 500 companies, Tesla, by starting with the revenues on the top line. This is your income that you'll receive each month. It's the end of the month and you've just received your salary paid into your account. Start by comparing the money that you received in your bank account with the amount that you are actually supposed to receive according to your payslip. If you don't perform this step, how would you discover that your employer might have made an accounting error by not including your previous salary increase or any other regulatory changes that might be affecting you? I check my payslip each month because this also gives me the opportunity to confirm the pension contributions and the insurances that my employer also contributes towards. At the end of the year, this also makes it easy for me to confirm my yearly taxes because I've been checking on a monthly basis and there are no surprises with my monthly income. Do you check the amount that you've received in your bank account versus what is written on your payslip? Comment down below if you do or don't and tell us the reason why. Next on the Tesla income statement is the cost of revenues, which is also known as the cost of sales. I'm not selling any products, so I changed this item into the most important demand on my budget, debt repayments that I need to make. Starting off with the debt that has the most highest interest to be paid first, because this will create a snowball effect that will help me gain momentum in being totally debt-free. Let's take an example. Say you have student debt, an auto loan, credit card debt, and a personal loan. Rearrange these debts and start the list by having the debt with the highest interest paid. For me, this was my credit card. Then think about debt that has the lowest outstanding balance. Say, for example, it's the personal loan, and then the student loan, and lastly, the auto loan. To create a snowball effect, I started paying a higher amount than what was actually required. Because the sooner you can clear off a debt that has high interest, such as credit card, the sooner that you will be having savings from not paying all that interest that would accumulate on a monthly basis. Once you have settled that debt, you will soon realize the savings that you are making from the interest that you are not paying, and the cash lump sum that you used to pay for that debt can now be put into the next item on the list, which in this example would be the personal loan, to completely pay it off as soon as possible and keep creating that snowball effect from one debt to another. The whole time when you are making these repayments, make sure that you are paying at least the minimum required amount for each of the other debts, even though you are not concentrating on settling that debt immediately. This is so that you don't incur charges for late payments and you don't get into trouble by accumulating more debt because of those charges. If you have found any of the information that I've shared so far to be helpful, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. It's free and will help others to find the channel easier and find this content that will help them just as much as it has helped you. Next on the Tesla income statement is operating expenses. Without costs such as research and development, Tesla would struggle to remain on top of the industry and keep innovating. So these costs are actually recurring each and every month. In this instance, when you think about your budget, you should think about recurring costs that you have each month. These are expenses such as rent for your apartment, your medical aid, bank charges, insurances, your groceries, your cell phone bill, and internet. These are important because if you don't pay them, your life might start falling apart. By the way, notice that at this point, you are still not paying yourself. Because what's the point of putting your entire income into a savings account when you will be starving with no internet, living in your parents' basement, using a cell phone that you inherited for your parents, and not even able to invite anybody for a Netflix and chill because you have no internet? Apart from your groceries, these costs are recurring each month, fluctuating only once a year when your service provider informs you that the costs are going to be increased, maybe due to inflation, which means that it's actually easy to budget for these costs. Also note that at this moment, we are not including personal costs. We will get to this in just a moment. Once all your debt has been settled, then and only then do you have room to actually start saving and creating your investment portfolio. And to go about this, start by creating the most important savings first. This would be creating an emergency savings of about $1,000 so that you can handle any emergencies that come up in your life. Then save about 3 months of your monthly salary so that you are able to survive in case you unfortunately lose your job. Then the fun part begins. You can start investing and growing your wealth. You could actually decide to invest and save all at the same time. Or you could start by first creating your savings and then focusing on your investments. This all depends on your circumstances and your experience with saving and investing. Once all your debt, recurring costs, and savings have been accounted for, and you still have some money left, you now have room to actually spend on some personal costs. This includes entertainment, gym, going to the movies, having a subscription, buying clothes, whatever your heart desires. Don't get me wrong, you can always spend on these items, but splurging on personal costs while you are paying interest instead of earning interest will actually put you in danger of living paycheck to paycheck and having the risk of never ever being able to start your journey to build your wealth. If you are currently living paycheck to paycheck, watch this video for tips on how you can get out of this situation. Once you have set your payday routine and have saved this video down below so that you can follow these steps each month, the only thing that could put your plan at risk and jeopardize your journey towards building wealth is if you unfortunately lose your job. And this could happen because of multiple reasons, such as your job being automated or being taken over by AI, or a company restructuring that unfortunately leaves you without a job. But don't worry, watch this video in order to see how you can leverage your skills, earn more, and build your wealth. So, I'll see you on the next video.